Hi, hello. Welcome to my video of the Play Along League for playing board games, this time Season 3. Okay, I'll start with a small disclaimer that I actually already recorded this video and I'm actually voiceovering because I realized that my microphone wasn't working during the recording. So what I'm doing here is presenting the investigators I'm going to play with, so they're going to be Daniella and Minty Fan. And I chose Minty Fan because I haven't played her for a while. And since both our investigators are pretty high willpowered, I chose to play the Circle on Dan campaign. I don't really like the Return to version since it has a lot of emphasis on foot, but we would still be using the Return to rules to randomize the results for the missing persons. We decided to choose the Fist and Book investigators, Gabrielle and Jerome, and here we're rolling the tarot for the first one. For Gabriella, we get the tarot 16, which means that 4 pieces of evidence are left behind and she's being pulled into the spectral realm. Now I'm going to write that down on the side just so I remember how many pieces of evidence are left over. And immediately I'm going to draw the second tarot for Jerome. And we get number 1, which is pretty lucky, which means that we will have a chance to get him in union and dissolution because he disappears into the mist. However, we don't get any pieces of evidence for our effort. So I do delete what I wrote, and I mistakenly draw another dot, but I delete that as well, and I write that in the complaint line. So 4 pieces of evidence were left behind. Uh, Additionally, I do not like accepting our fate, not specifically because that adds tablets, which I know are usually easier in the first scenario. I'll just delete this. But in the final scenario before the Black Throne, it makes Azathoth smack you. I don't like that. So we're going to reject our fate. I know it's going to have an overarching opinion for the beginning of the campaign, but towards the end, it's going to make our life easier. So we click standard and add 2 elder things for rejecting our fate. Now, I'm going to go over the rules for this play along league. So what we're told to do is to build the decks with some several stipulations. First one is we can play 3 cards. We must play 3 cards from each cycle, including the investigator expansion cycles. And if we count, we'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including the investigator starters, and I misclicked start on the gates, meaning we can all play 30 card decks, meaning that investigators like Safina and Anna are not allowed. Initially, we're not allowed to play non-weakness, non-signature permanents, so no charisma or relic hunter. Finally, we're playing with challenge mode, which means that the Ghoul Priest is going to be shuffled into each and every encounter deck, which might make early scenarios kind of rough, but toward the late scenarios, it's just going to be free VPs. So I'm going to go over the composition of Daniella's deck first, and I'm going to go card by card, explaining per cycle what we took. We got leg injury as our random weakness, but fortunately we took a lot of healing. Obviously, we drew the weakness after deck building, but we pre-took a lot of healing. Now, of course, the cards we took was Machete. Machete is probably the best weapon now at level 0 for Daniella. And we ended up taking 1 Vicious Blow. The other one is going to count for the Investigator Star for the Nacho. And the last card we took was a Guard Dog. We need some allies. Since we're not going to play a lot of Soak, we chose not to take a Leather Coat. But we're going to play a lot of healing instead. So our Dunwich cards are Imaging Aid. As I said, some healing, because we'll need it. And the other cards are, as I said, Emergency Aid and Peter Sylvester. So from testing a bit in this deck, it seems like Horror was under heavy pressure, at least in this first scenario in Witching Arrow. So we took Peter, and we are not playing a lot of allies, so it's not that bad since we can't play Charisma anyways. So we took Peter and Guard Dog. And the final card we took from Dunwich was Prepared for the Worst to find our weapons. Carcosa was much simpler. We took a Cherished Keepsake and 2 Resourceful since we upgraded into red, so Resourcefuls are going to be really, really strong as we level up. And we contemplated taking 2 Cherished Spokes and 1 Resourceful, but we ended up doing the other way around since Resourceful can just reclaim the Cherished Keepsake if it dies. So for Forgotten Age cards, we're going to show them in a second. But what we chose to take is another 1-1-1 split. The first one is Backpack, obviously another good way to get all of our weapons and the Teddy. We took a Survival Knife, which is really awesome in Daniella. We can't upgrade it, which is a bit of a shame, but we're going to be taking some hits in the enemy phase, so why not? Okay, the last card we took is our second healing card, which is Second Wind. Again, we need some healing since we're not playing a lot of Soak. So the next one is Circle Undone, which has a lot of multi-class cards. We contemplated maybe taking the Thompson. We ended up taking 2 Enchanted Blades. Again, a very strong weapon, probably the best weapon at level 0 we have, except for Machete. And we went for healing through Hallowed Mirror. This is going to be our big healing and the only way to heal horror in our deck. Yeah, so that's Hallowed Mirror. From there, we went to Dream Eaters, so we took 2 Darings. We need some skills since we can't play Overpower since our core set cards are kind of bunkered. So we have to take Daring, and Daring's pretty good with Daniella because we can get Retaliated and proc our ability. Second one is Tetsuo, so we're running 3 allies. We're running a Guard Dog, we're running Tetsuo, and we're running Pete. And some of them are disposable, like Tetsuo and Guard Dog, so that's pretty good. From here, we move on to Innsmouth. Innsmouth didn't present a lot of interesting opportunities. I almost chose to take Temp Fates, actually, but we ended up taking Blessed Blades. It's going to be an okay off weapon, and we're probably going to upgrade out of them really fast. The last Innsmouth card I took, I don't even remember, and I'm post-recording my audio, so this is a bit of a unfortunate situation, but I took Riot Whistle, yeah. Since we're only playing 2 other necklace slots in the Cherished Keepsake and the Hallowed Mirror, Riot Whistle might end up being some free actions, but again, not really a lot of exciting opportunities. Edge of the Earth gave us Toe-to-Toes, which is obviously Daniella's cycle, and this is the best card we'll get, and we took a Get Behind Me to complete the suite, and also get some horror negation since we don't have too much Soak. Finally, we have to go into Scarlet Keys. Scarlet Keys gave us the weird Reach the Door. This is basically filler until we can take the Best Ball Bat 2, but maybe it will help in Witching Hour to investigate some High Shroud locations using Daniella when we're abandoned. The last 2 cards we took from Scarlet Keys are Fighting Lessons. Again, we're not playing Overpowers, so we need some commits for fists. And Fighting Lessons is going to work. It's not a bad card, so actually this might stay for a long while. From the start deck, as I said, we're taking the second Vicious Blow, and 2 Stand Together level 0s, pretty good economy options. So that's Daniella. Now we'll go over Min's deck. Now, unfortunately, Min drew Stubborn Detective as her random basic weakness. So this is going to be a bit interesting, and we're going to have to find ways to play around it. Again, these were drawn post-mortem, or post-building it. Now, for core set cards, we took Perceptions, and I'm pretty sure you know why we took them, since we will be playing Practice Makes Perfect, so we need some practice cards. The last core set card we took was not Deduction. That's going to count for the starter deck cards, and we actually took one DRMC. Obviously, the best ally for Min at level 0, now that Jeremiah got his nerf. For Dunwich cards, we took some weird options. Since Dunwich doesn't present too much, we ended up taking I've Got a Plan as a fighting option. So we have something to do, especially when we're abandoned. And the other 2 cards we took were Shortcuts, which are, yeah, well, we know they're nuts, so yeah, there's no real question why we need to play Shortcuts. Okay, Carcosa gave us Madame Lebrunch. She's our weird off ally, which can actually work pretty nice because we're going to be committing a lot of cards. So I'm going to hazard a guess that Madame Lebrunch is going to draw us more cards and she'll give us resources. But she's a pretty nice include, and also since we're only playing 1 Milan, she'll be our off ally. The other Dunwich Carcosa cards we took were Eureka's. We thought about Resourcefuls initially, but we're not playing that many red cards. If we can see, most of our deck is yellow. So Eureka is just a very good card. Forgotten Age cards are true understanding. This is such a good card. I love it in Min. You can add an icon, get an unexpected courage of it, and get a clue. And we took a lucky variant in Live and Learn. Since we're not playing lucky, since our core set cards are taken, we'll just use Live and Learn as a lucky-ish effect. We'll see more lucky-ish effect when we talk about Edge of the Earth. So Circle and Done, this was the hardest one. I mean, there's such good options. There's Fingerprint Kit, there's Hawkeye, there's so many good options. We took Scroll of Secrets because we got very brutal weaknesses in the Stubborn Detective and obviously in King and Yellow. So we have to get through our deck with that, and we're obviously going to be upgrading these. The last Circle and Done card we took is Economy. We don't have a lot of Economy, so we took Crack the Case. But yeah, Circle and Done, very good cards. 3 meters. I spoke about practice makes perfect, and damn sure we're gonna play it. We took a good enough practice package. We'll see it soon when we get to Innsmouth, but it's pretty good. And we took 1 Dream Diary. This is gonna be what we're gonna be trying to upgrade. I mean, since we can't use Shrewd Analysis, we can't take permanents, so and we want to be able to evade our Stubborn Detective, we'll probably be upgrading it to the enemy version. But yeah, Dream Diary, pretty good on Min. Well, Innsmouth, plan of action. We need practice cards, and with Min, we can add an icon. It can end up being a triple icon if we need it for investigating away our King in Yellow or whatever. So yeah, plan of action. It's gonna be good. The last Innsmouth card we took, I don't even remember it. Okay, the last Innsmouth card we took is, yeah, you see I'm struggling in recording. Deep Knowledge. Yeah, we took some card draw option. We actually need some card draw, so and it's a nice one of. Edge of the Earth, lucky variant. We took Hit Me's. I do not like this card, but I'm hoping it's gonna work wonders since we can't play luckies. So yeah, Hit Me. We're gonna try that. Last Edge of the Earth card we took is Archive of Conduits. Since we're only playing 1 Dream Diary, we're going to try upgrading this. This might be useful, this might not. I might end up cutting it or making it a nice pick, but we'll see. And now we need to talk about Scarlet Key card. We went all in on customizables. We went for Grizzled, we chose Humanoid and Hex. Witches are humanoid, the Ghoul Priest is humanoid, which is pretty interesting. And hexes are all the treacheries that go in through your threat area. So getting a triple wild on testing them is going to be pretty nice. Eventually, we're going to want to add Curse, which is a big theme through Circle Undone, and probably Monster. The other customizable is Empirical Hypotheses, which I think is a pretty good card, and even with just 1 experience putting the field research into it, it becomes a pretty nice draw engine. At least this is from the experience I've had with Darrow. Okay, for the investigator starter cards, we took Deductions, and we took 1 Burning the Midnight Owl for Economy. Okay, so we shuffle up. We did set up already. I'm just taking aside the cards that I'm going to need during the scenario. Okay, I'm just setting it up. I like doing that just so I don't have to start searching while I'm recording. Shuffle the encounter deck, shuffle a copy of the Ghoul Priest inside. Okay, 8 Doom to advance, and we need 4 clues at the end of the round, which we need to remember, and we're lost in the woods, which means we cannot enter each other's locations. So for most of that campaign, Daniella is going to be the lead investigator. However, I want Mint to have 3 locations and on this first scenario, so she's going to be lead for the first one. So 1, 2, 3 locations for Min, 2 locations for Daniella, and we don't need these anymore. Daniella is going to start here on the left, Min on the right, and we'll draw opening hands. So 5 cards for Daniella. Okay. And 5 cards for Min. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not Stubborn Detective. Thank you. Ooh. This is a pretty sexy opening hand on Min over here. Okay, we have an analytical mind, which is huge, and Madame Lebranche will give us some money, and we can do the Dream Diary pretty early on. So we're going to mulligan these two cards. Now, when I play two-handed, I tend to mulligan together, so not draw until I've chosen what to mulligan away. I know it's not 100% necessary, but that's how I roll, so that's how I'll do it. Okay, now since we're separated, we don't need to stand together, and we don't need to prepare for the worst because we have our weapons. Let's just draw two replacement cards. Tetsuo is huge, and Servano is pretty good. And let's see what we get. We got the Hallett Mirror and an E-Blade, and the E-Blade is really good, so we're pretty set up. Deduction and Deep Knowledge, that's okay. I would have preferred a PMP, but you know, you get what you want. You get what you get, sorry. So let's see where we start. So this is the resource loss one. That's okay. So we can get some back with Madame Lebranche. And wow, this is huge. The enemy spawn location. This is going to save Min from all of those nitty-gritty enemies that can just jump on her. And in case we get the Ghoul Priest, we can just do that. So let's start by playing Tetsuo. And we'll gain a resource and play the Enchanted Blade. Next turn, we'll look into playing our other stuff, but at least we're set up. So we start by playing Analytical Mind, and we'll play Grandma outside. Final action, we're going to investigate this location. Yeah, let's commit deduction. Okay, give it an icon, so we're at 6-3. Yeah, I'm going to need Deep Knowledge to draw cards. I'm going to commit it. -1. Great, we succeed. We get 2 clues. We lose the money that we don't have, but now Granny's going to give us the money. And of course, we draw off of Analytical Mind. I haven't played with Min or Analytical Mind in a while, so it's going to take a while for me to remember to draw a card off of it. Hey, upkeep and first Doom. Give it a quick shuffle. Centuries of Secret. Okay, Tetsuo, you might be taking damage. I can commit over, but I don't think it's that important. Yep, -2. So we fail by 3. Let's discard and see if we get a curse. Yep, there's a curse. Oh, there's the Ghoul Priest. Okay, we take a damage, and so does Tetsuo. Yep. And Min gets Ancient Evils. Oh boy. Okay, 2 of 8. Okie dokie, let's start with Min. We want to play the Dream Diary and translate it. So we play Dream Diary, pick up the Essence of the Dream, and let's investigate. We'll commit the Essence of the Dream, and we'll give it an icon. So we're at 7-3. Again, we're going to remember to draw a card in a second. So 7-3 auto-fail. Okay, that's not happening. But we did commit 1 card, and we'll take our Grandma resource. Yep, plan of action. Okay, here we have nothing really to do. We're going to take a resource and play the Hallowed Mirror. Yep, just have this early on in. Yep, draw Soothing Melody and Shuffle. I'm not going to heal because damage is pretty easy for us. I'll just gain the last resource. Yep. Resourceful and True Understanding. Ooh, that's a pretty good card. Okay, 3 of 8. Racked. Unfortunately, nothing to commit over the True Understanding, and nothing here as well. Evil Pass. Kind of shame. We didn't really wanted to commit the True Understanding. Okay, so let's start with Daniella. We're going to want to get rid of this Racked. We'll not commit over. We'll go 3 all. Oh, crap. Well, I didn't plan on succeeding. I wanted to commit True Understanding over, but we wanted her to have a larger score initially. We're going to gain a resource. No, we're going to play the survival knife and gain a resource. We'll check out the next location next turn. Pick up the Essence of the Dream. We want to translate it. But we're going to commit this. We'll add an icon. So we're at 7-8-3. That's a -3, so we're 5-3. We only succeed by 2. That means no interpreting. We draw a card off of plan of action. We lose a resource because of the location. And last action, we're going to repick the Essence of a Dream, hoping to translate it next turn. Okay, upkeep, stand together, and a deduction. 4 of 8 Doom, and we get Ancient Evils. Great. 5 of 8. Rotting Remains. Okay, here is this where we interpret our dreams. We're going to commit these: True Understanding, Eureka, and the Essence of Dreams. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 3, up by 6. -3, we succeed by 3. That was good. Okay, so we get a clue, we lose a resource. We get to Eureka. Let's see. Okay, we'll just take another Eureka, and that shuffles. And rotting remains passed, and we're going to write that we've interpreted the dreams. Okay, back to the game. So we've got this VP, we can move along. Let's start with Daniella to check out the other location. So this is the resource one. We cannot investigate. Okay, we might be able to commit over with Min, but we'll see. We can commit resourceful, and that would put us up by, we already used our icon, so it would put us up by 2, which isn't great. We don't want to just lose the seduction, so we'll move back and we'll gain a resource. No, we'll gain a resource. Okay, Min, let's walk over to the second location. Okay, this is the enemy one. That's pretty good because we can just bounce it over to Daniella. So let's investigate with a Eureka. We get to draw off of Analytical Mind, which we remembered. That's -1. We succeed. We were 5-1. Let's check what Eureka gives us this time. We'll actually take Grizzled. Yeah, we'll take Grizzled. Gain Clue. And last action, just investigate it 4-1. Elder Sign, of course, when we don't commit any cards, we'll get the Elder Sign. Okay, upkeep. I think this is where I should mention my strategy for Witching Hour. So wait, let's draw Mythos cards and we'll talk about it. So yeah, this is my strategy. Initially, I'm going to want to clear all the victory off of Min's locations before we advance. I'm checking if we have more double voices. Yes, we're testing versus 5. So that's going to be my strategy. I'm going to want to get all the clues with Min and then advance. So I'm testing 4-5. I'm going to commit to be a 5-all, and Min is going to commit over probably the Grizzled? No. Yeah, we'll commit the Deep Knowledge. We'll add an icon, so we're up by 2. And we get a +1, so we pass. And obviously, we need to remember Analytical Mind, so we'll draw a card. Okay, and Min gets Ancient Evils. We draw all 3. 7 of 8. Okie doke. So, we'll start with Min. We'll investigate. Yeah, and if we get the enemy, we'll spawn it on Daniella. We practice makes perfect, and I was looking for a deduction, but then I remembered that the other one is in my hand, so I can't get it. So we commit this perception. So we're at 6-1. Yeah, that's pretty good. We get a +1. We draw a card. We get this back. Okay, and then we'll investigate one more time. Our hand is pretty full, but we'll just investigate. Yep, it's a +1. And we need to get an enemy. And I checked if it's a witch that needs to be spawned, but actually it's just the topmost enemy. And lo and behold, it's the Ghoul Priest. And we're going to spawn it on Daniella using that ability, and it immediately attacks, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going to tank 1 damage and 2 horror on Tetsuo, and the last damage on ourselves. We'll search the top 9. We'll take, well, we were contemplating a backpack and the E-Blade. We'll end up taking the E-Blade because we already have all the weapons we need, and that has a fist icon. And obviously we were thinking about maybe playing it later. Okay, and we use our ability to automatically evade the Ghoul Priest, and now we'll start smacking. So first smack, yeah, that was, oh, Min had one more action, and she walks over, and this is the hand one, the discarded random card. Okay, thinking about it, I might have needed to shortcut over because I'm going to discard anyways, but, you know, what can you do? Okay, so he's gonna smack at 7-4, and now post-mortem I'm realizing I already committed 1 card over this round. But Min ends up committing the grit. Nope. Okay, we commit that. We get a -3. That's 2 damage. Second action, we commit the daring. So we're at 7-10-4. Yep, another -3. We draw a card. Okay, and we draw Pete. And Pete's going to be pretty important because we're going to be smacked by the Ghoul Priest eventually. And we're contemplating it because we're presented with 6 damage now, the 6 damage on board, and then if we stab, anyways, he's gonna hit us. So it's probably the right thing to play Peter Sylvester and start smacking next turn. So that's what we end up doing. Yep. Okay, and then we do upkeep. Yep, Ghoul Priest readies. And we draw again, and we need to discard a card, which is just going to be this hit me. Okay, agenda advances. Discard all but the last 5 cards in the encounter deck, and we need to draw the topmost switch. We're waiting. It's probably going to be this switch. No, it's going to be that witch. We take that witch, and we draw it, meaning we discard 2 more cards. It's the person who has most in play area, and that's Daniella. Lucky that we played Pete. So, 12 Doom advances. First card is Rotting Remains. Well, we don't want to take too much horror off of this. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have Minh commit over a card. It's going to be probably Grizzled. Yep. In a second. Yeah, here. We're committing over Grizzled, adding an icon. So we're going at 6 to 3, -3. It's good that we committed. We draw a card off of Analytical Mind. Draw and I've got a plan. This goes away. And encounter for Minh is the Centuries of Secrets. There's 1 card in the encounter deck, so it's going to run out. We're going to go 4 to 5. We're not going to commit anything. We're going to run it. We auto-fail. Anyways, there's only 1 card to discard. We discard it. Is the curse. It's not. It's a terror. So we don't take the damage. But Evil Pass triggers. We take 1 and 1. We test at 4 to 3. So this goes away and that goes away. And then we reshuffle to create a new encounter deck. Okay. So let's have our Daniella turn. So we're going to smack at the Ghoul Priest at 7 to 4. And we check to see if we have a red card to get back with Resourceful. So we commit the Enchanted Blade, so we're at 8 to 4. Yeah, we really want to be up by 4 because of the Retaliate. Second action, we just smack again. We use our sword, so we're at 6 to 4. And we're going to commit Fighting Lesson to be 8 to 4. That's 1 more damage, so he's at 7. Last one, another swing with the E-Blade, so we're at 6 to 4. We really want to be 4 up, so we're just going to pitch both our Machete and the Resourceful. Yep. By 4 again, 0. He's at 8 damage. When we swing with the Survival Knife, we'll just kill him off. Okay, Minh, investigating time. Let's commit a Perception and a Deduction. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, we're bringing the mid-idol to investigate. So we're at 7. Let's just commit this level learn. We're at 8 to 4. Okay, we got 2 clues. Yeah, so how we stack it, we have to draw first. Lovely, this stubborn detective. We get 2 clues, and we discard 2 cards at random, and it's Perception and Shortcut. Okay, good. We got to keep I've Got a Plan, and now we get to show off why we're playing this I've Got a Plan. So we'll take an AOO on Granny to pick up the Essence of the Dream, and last action, we'll play the I've Got a Plan. This is going to deal 3 damage. We're at 4 to 3, 5, 6 to 3, and we have to run it. Yep, he's dead. Okay. Enemy phase, so this guy smacks us, 1 on Pete, 1 on us, and 2 damage on us. We will automatically evade it with our ability to turn off Retaliate. We attack at 7 to 4, it's the best we can do. -3, that's good. Ghoul Priest dead. To the victory display. And the witch smacks us for 1 horror, and we smack a damage back onto her. And we do upkeep. Soothing Melody is pretty good, and Empirical Hypothesis is also pretty interesting. 1 of 12 Doom. We get Bedeviled, which means our weapon is turned off. And we get Ancient Evils, because of course we get Ancient Evils. Okie doke, we'll start with Minh. We'll play the Hypothesis. And actually, we decide to not play the Hypothesis and to commit it to our Investigate, because we're only 4 all. Yep, it's a force raw location, pretty nasty. So we'll commit the Empirical Hypothesis, add an icon. So we're investigating at 6 to 4. We draw a card. Yep, -1. And we lose a random card again. We lose the shortcut. Second action, we'll play the Scroll of Secrets, and we'll immediately use it. We need to get rid of our king in yellow if we can get to it. And we see a practice make perfect. We'll draw it. Last action, we'll investigate with the practice make perfect. So we search the top 9, and we find a plan of action. And it gets plus book icon, so we're at 6. We're going to draw at the lightning bolt the card, because we can. We're at 6 to 4. We succeed. This goes to our hand. We get the clue, and we lose a random card, which is the true understanding. Okay, we got all the Veeps. We can advance at the end of this round. So what we do here is we smack the witch at 5 to 2. She's dead. And we'll try getting rid of Bedeviled at 4 to 3. That's a nope. And we'll play Soothing Melody to heal a horror and a damage off of us. And we forgot to draw a card. Okay, we heal the horror. We do upkeep. We get another Scroll of Secrets, and at this time we'll advance. So 1, 2, 3, 4 clues. This is gone. We advance. Okay, so we each will get a goat spawn. We each go to random Arkham Woods. Hopefully Daniella doesn't get stuck in one forever. You know the one I'm talking about. Daniella goes here, Minh goes here. Okay, we each get a goat spawn. 1 sec. The Arkham Woods are gone. We shuffle 1 piping into the deck and 2 into the discard pile. We each get a goat spawn. Let's see where we are. Okay, investigate with foot. Okay, and the healing one. Okay, pretty lucky. And we test 4 to 3. No, we fail. And here we test 4 to 3 again, and he's exhausted. Okay, doom up to 3, so we're 3 of 12. Counter card is wrecked. Okay, wrecked and bedeviled. And Minh gets another Ancient Evils, because of course we get Ancient Evils. We'll immediately advance so we can enter other people locations. Let's do clues. By there. Okay, we'll start with Minh, and we'll just go and get the clues. Yeah, this goat spawn is going to be annoying, but we'll get to it. So between turns, what we do is we use the Scroll of Secrets, again, trying to get rid of King of Yellow. We see Dr. Milan. We are going to be drawing cards, so we're going to keep it on top. So, first action, we walk away. We need to have 3 to 10 resources. We're fine. Yep. Second action, we investigate at 4 to 2. We get a clue. Last action, we investigate and we pitch the plan of action. So now we're at 6 to 2. We get the clue. We draw a card off of Analytical Mind, which is the Dr. Milan, which we know of it. And another victory is secured. Good for us. Next turn, we'll do the last location. We can advance. Okay, smack the goat at 5 to 3. All right, do we have any red cards that are not resourceful? We don't. So we just pitch it to be 6 to 3. Auto fail. Great. So we take a damage. Goat takes a damage. We'll smack again. 5 to 3. We fail. Retaliate again. 1 to us, 1 to it. Last action. Might as well. We're contemplating to evade it, but no, we're thinking about just to kill it. So last action, 5 to 3, and it's dead. Turrets were brutal. We take a horror on Pete, which heals it immediately. And we do upkeep. Toe to toe is pretty big. Crack the case is a bit too late. 5 of 12. We get Diabolic Voices. We're going to check how many are in the discard pile. There are none. So we're testing it 3 all because of wrecked. Okay. We fail by 2. We just lose our hand, and we'll mark that we used wrecked. Okay. And we get a Covenant Initiate, so we discard the top 2 cards in the encounter deck. And yeah. So obviously we'll start with Daniella. We'll go to Minh's location. Okay, but before that, between turns, we're going to look with Scroll of Secrets. See the King Yell. That goes away. Daniella is going to come now to save Minh, so she'll walk for 1 action. Yep. And we saw that we're out of heal, so we said that we might just wait another turn and heal at the Quiet Blade. We smack the witch at 5 to 2 once, and we smack last action at 5 to 2 again. Yep, and it's dead. Okay, since we're going to be taking extra turns anyways, so we're going to try testing off with Minh. We go 4 to 3 against the Bedeviled, which is the important one because we want to use our weapons. Yep, we succeed. And next action, we walk over. Yeah, Minh walks. Last section, we're going to investigate. We're at 4 to 3. We're going to pitch the scroll, draw a card, add an icon. So we're at 6 to 3 now. That's pretty good. Yep, -1. We get the clue. Okay, enemy phase. The goat spawn comes to Daniella and smacks her for 1. We'll smack it for 1 back. And then we'll survival knife. So we're at 7 to 3. Yep, goat spawn dead. And we take a whore, which goes on Pete, and we do up. Okay, vicious blow is interesting, and the crappy lucky variant. Centuries of Secrets, we're going at 4, 3 to 5, -3. There's no witch to heal, but we need to discard the top 5 cards and look for a curse. Terror, here's the curse, 4, 5. Okay, we take a damage, and Pete is dead. I forgot to kill Pete. That's on me. And we get a Frozen in Fear. It's pretty shame because I think we used Pete afterwards, but well, what can you do? Walk with Daniella, heal 1 damage, and test Ract at 4 to 3. Yeah, we have time. We just looked and we saw we're only 6 doom. We're testing Ract at 4 to 3. Ract is gone. Peter heals, although he should be dead. And with Minh, we're not walking. We're just going to investigate the last clue. We're going to pitch the Archive of Conduits. No, because we're going to want it to test Frozen in Fear. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to commit Milan and crack the case. So we'll be 6 to 3. Yep, -3, that's the clue. And we secured the last victory. So we just can advance whenever we want. Pick up the Essence of Dream. And last action, we're going to draw. No, it's the last card in our deck, so we're just going to get a resource. Okay, testing Frozen Fear. We're going to pitch the Archive of Conduits and add a icon to it, so we're at 6 to 3. -4, we're still Frozen in Fear. No, we're actually going to play our crappy lucky variant. So we drew -4. We were 6 to 3, and we hit me. We get an Elder Sign, which is a +1. So now we actually succeed. We didn't commit any skills, obviously, but we get rid of Frozen Fear. And we do upkeep. Okay, right whistle, and we take a horror and draw Deep Knowledge. 7 of 12 doom, Centuries of Secrets. Again, now we're testing it 4 to 5. Let's go 5 all. Okay, that's 0. That's good. And here we get the third Ancient Evils, because of course we draw Ancient Evils. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to advance now. So what we're going to do is we're going to heal and move. Yeah, and that is 1, so we can soak a bit. So first action we heal. And then we advance between rounds, so that's 6 clues being spent. Let's get the Witch's Circle. Okay, that spawns a net over there. Then we can take 2 actions to move in, and a net's on us. Right, and we have about 1 or 2 turns. Okay, Min's gonna walk in, and we'll start investigating. Second action, we investigate with Sense of the Dream. So we're at 6 to 3, we draw a card. It's a -4, so we fail, unfortunately. It's a 3-trial location. Last action, we're going to play Deep Knowledge to draw 3 cards. Yeah, we need the cards. So 2 curses in, and draw 3 cards. Deduction is pretty big. Okay, at beginning of enemy phase, we need to discard the top 3 cards. Are there any witches here? Nope. So she readies, but she's already ready. And she smacks us for 1 and 1. And we'll smack her 1 back with our ability. Yeah, we could turn off Retaliate, but we're actually thinking about killing her now. So we're smacking back with the survival knife. So we're 8, 9 to 4. And adding 2 icons to beat the curses. Yep, we succeed. And we smack Annette for 3 more damage. So she took half her health. And we get a clue. Okay, then we do, yeah. Okay, we do upkeep. We checked when we had the doom and set the end of the round. Okay, Teddy and a practice makes favor. So we add a doom from the agenda for Annette and another doom. So we're at 10 of 12. Rotting Remains. Let's commit to Teddy. Ooh, -3. And if you fail, you choose an exhausted or damaged witch at your location. Ready it and heal or damage for it. And fuck. Yep, we just lost all our progress on Annette, and we take a horror to boot. And Frozen in Fear for Min. It doesn't matter, we're not moving. So, we're going for clues. Practice makes perfect. Let's hope we can hit a deduction. Unfortunately, we do not. We will take the perception because we have to. That's the only practice cards left. So, we're at 6 to 3. And let's commit deduction to be 7. Yes. Nope, we're going to add an icon and draw off of analytical mind. So we were 8 to 3. This goes to our hand. We draw a card. And we get a clue. Second action. Yeah, we understand that it's the last turn because we had to do them from an int. So we're at 8 to 3. Minus 3. Okay, we succeed. We draw a card. We get an I've got a plan. Okay, we get 2 clues. And now we understand that we drew the I've got a plan, but because of Frozen Fear, we cannot attack. And we only have plan of action, which we should have committed forward to draw an extra card to try hitting another deduction. Yep, here's I've got a plan. We could do 4 damage, but Frozen Fear, we don't have the actions. So what we end up doing instead is we go for a Hail Mary attempt. We're going to investigate again, commit the plan of action so we can commit over the perception. We draw a curse, but a -2, so we succeed. We get a clue. And now we need to get the last clue with Daniella, which has 1 book. So what we're going to do is to minimize attacks of opportunity, we're going to attack and see if we can proc the retaliate. Yeah, and then we'll try investigating twice. Okay, so first action. Since we can't do it through off an AOO, we have to actually attack and get the retaliate hit us. So we're smacking at 6 to 4. Now in retrospect, it's a mistake to use the weapon to hit her if we want her to retaliate on us. So first action we attack, -1, so it doesn't matter. Even if we're robbed by 1, it wouldn't have been enough. Second action we tank an AOO, we commit perception over. We're at 3 to 3. This is our Hail Mary move and Elder Sign. Yep, we get the last clue. We draw off. We remember that we forgot to test Frozen in Fear, which actually wouldn't have mattered, but yeah. We advance. We get R2, and it is not defeated. But woof! That Elder thing on the Rotting Remains was brutal. We should have added an icon. Okay, we get R2, and we find R2 in the book. Yep, so we need to record that the witch's spell was broken, and we need to write these 2 mementos. So let's do that. And yeah, we are struggling a bit to write down what happened. So yeah, the witch's curse was broken. Spell was broken. So witch's spell was broken. And we need to write Mesmerizing Flute, which also took like 7 hours to write down, and we misspelled it in the end. I'll fix that before the next game. And Scrap of Torn Husk. No, Scrap of Torn Shadow. We get 1 bonus XP from the resolution, 5 from locations, 2 from the Witch's Circle, and 2 from the Ghoul Priest. So we end up with 10 VP. We didn't get the Piper, but honestly, I don't think we had time or the resources to kill it. So we managed to pull a W, which is huge, because I thought we were going to fail this. So thanks for watching. This is Butthead, signing off.